Hi, I'm Bracken from Bracken Outdoors, and today we're going to have a look at some really simple anchor knots. These are something that even if you don't get any knots at all, you'll be able to work just fine. They'll also work well with children, so if you're doing a lot of knot tying with children, these are some good entry-level knots and they'll give you a sturdy anchor to a tree. So the first of these is going to be the no knot, or also known as a tensionless hitch. This is so simple but so effective. So it's the one that I start off with all children. I've had children as young as 3 or 4 get it no problem. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the working end, go around the tree. So I usually say good rule of thumb is 3 times, and then on the third just come through that last loop and you just go tuck your line underneath, pull it tight. You can see, harder I pull on this on the standing end, the harder it will pull into the tree, the more friction it will generate and the harder it will bite. So that isn't really going anywhere. If it starts slipping, like on smaller trees, all you need to do is put another wrap around the tree. There we go. Okay, so showing you that no knot again. You go around the tree. I probably can get away with only 2 or so wraps on a tree this sort of size, and depending on the bark and everything else, 3 is a good rule of thumb, but you can make do with less. And then I've gone round, and then I'm just going to pop it underneath that last loop and pull it tight. Okay, so that's the tensionless hitch or no knot. So moving on to another knot. So if you want something slightly more complicated than no knot and a good reliable knot, you can go to the timber hitch. The timber hitch, you take your working end round the tree, then you come back over your standing end, so they cross like that, then you go come underneath, so it's coming back on itself. You can see there. Okay, and then you're going to wind it around itself, so you twist like a snake wrapping around a vine. 3 times is usually the charm. Okay, and you just go pull it tight up against the tree. There you go. Now if it starts slipping at all you do is just come back around the tree and add another wrap. That'll give you also a good directional pull on that. So that would be simple timber hitch. Okay, so showing you the timber hitch again. So I've got my standing end on this side, on my right hand, and the working end on the left. So the left working end is going to go over the top of your standing end. So it creates a bit of a cross there. Okay, then it's going to come back on itself. You see? There, so it's formed a bite or a loop going round. And it's just going to twist around itself like that through a couple of times. You can keep going until you run out of rope if you don't have very much. Okay, and then you just need to pull it nice and tight up against the tree until it starts binding. Okay, and then remember, if you want to add a little bit of extra security, a little bit of extra grip, you just go bring it around the side. And there we go. As they say, that isn't going anywhere. And that's the timber hitch. So there you have it, 2 very simple knots that are great for getting you started, getting someone interested in knots, starting children out with building shelters. These are good, simple knots. Now they're not the knots that I would recommend relying on, particularly if your life is going to be at risk, or if the risk is that you're going to have a very uncomfortable night. So they will be in future episodes. I'll show you some more reliable knots, some more of the go-to, more complex knots. But for now, that was the no knot / tensionless hitch and the timber hitch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.